when that first responder comes off shift, comes back into home, there is that period of time when nobody says anything, nobody wants to cause any more stress or concern to that first responder. They need that breathing space, they need that time. And we actually talk about the importance of dealing with the space between functional disconnection and functional reconnection. Because the first responder has to, as you know, they're doing their job. They are focused on the work that they're doing. Problem is when they get home, it's tough for them to get out of that focus and functionally reconnect with their family members.
San Diego 911 emergency. You need to come right away. There's a man with a gun and it's loaded. Receiving emergency signal from
4 Charge 1141. We've got a white female down. We need paramedics code please.
all available units. Roll code that way.
Welcome to the De-Escalation Conversations podcast. With me today is Dr. Kerry Schwartz, a psychologist, researcher, and owner of Family First Responder, Inc., that designs, tests, and offers psychoeducation and support programming for spouses and partners of first responders. Their program, Reference Building Families, is an evidence-informed, self-directed program that addresses operational stress, communication, relationship, and identity for spouses and partners. Now, all of that's a mouthful. Let me put it in simple terms. Dr. Schwartz, Kerry, is an amazing person. You're truly going to learn something and just have insights and wisdom after listening to Dr. Schwartz. This interview was recorded live at the Indianapolis EMS World 2025 conference. Audio is a little bit different than this quiet background I have right now because we were in the expo floor or on the expo floor at a booth in the Wellness Hub that was sponsored by AT&T. So here's Dr. Schwartz. Welcome to the De-Escalation Conversations podcast. With me today is a really cool guy, Kerry Schwartz, a psychologist from Calgary,
Alberta.
Calgary, A.
Calgary,
oh, it's Canada, A.
Canada,
I always get that mixed up.
C-A-N-A-D-A. Got it.
I love it. I was born and raised in Michigan, so I've heard that once or twice before.
Neighbors.
We are at EMS World 2025 in Indianapolis. Kerry is here in the first AT&T FirstNet Wellness Hub, and he works with Family First Responder, and he works almost exclusively with families of first responders.
Right.
Kerry, what brought you here to the conference? What are you doing at the conference?
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about what you do as well.
Thanks for the invite. Really appreciate this. So very short story, short version is I started working with military families about 10 years ago. We were dealing with family members who were struggling with the reintegration of their members who were returning from Afghanistan. So we got the privilege of interviewing dozens of these family members, and we're hearing about the impact not only of having their spouse or partner gone, but then mostly the reintegration, the return. Did some really good studies on that, heard some really powerful stories of how much these family members wanted to help that returning military member. As we started to talk to them, we started to think about, well, who gets deployed not just every 6 months or every year, but every day? And that's when we started to think about first responders. And we started to think about how family members have to deal with not only letting their spouse or partner go and do this really important work, mostly in the areas of police, fire, and paramedics, but then having them come home at the end of that shift every day and do that rinse and repeat over and over and over again. So we got a grant in 2020 to study first responder family members and actually hear from them what were their greatest strengths, because even though I'm a clinical psychologist, we're as interested in what's going right as what's not going right. Mm-hmm. So we heard great stories about strength, resiliency, but we also heard stories from these family members going, we're experiencing a lot of secondary traumatic stress as a result of the work that the first responder is doing. So this set us on a course, on a path, and we're here at the conference because I'm representing our project called Family First Responder and a program that we call Rebuilding Families. And it's designed, tested, and built with and for spouses and partners of police, fire, and paramedic members. So we're here to talk with frontline staff, wellness leads, to see if they are interested in adding our program to their wellness strategy. That's the main thing.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this for our listeners.
Yeah.
Is there one thing, or maybe two,
Yeah.
that they could implement today, that they could take away from this podcast episode
Right.
that would help them either because they're the first responder or they're the family member dealing with, the way I look at it is this. So I was in the Navy for 9 years. I was in submarines. So I did 8 deployments.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
I completely get the whole, you're gone, you're reintegrating, all the dynamics that go along with that.
Yeah.
And the way I look at it is, especially with firefighters, you're doing 24-hour shifts.
Yes. Yep.
Because I was a firefighter for 5 years before I became a police officer.
Okay. Oh, wow. You've done the
So
whole gamut. Okay.
a police fireman, I still am an EMT.
Okay.
So
All right.
A 24-hour shift is like reintegrating when you get home. If you come home from a 10-hour, 12-hour, maybe more if you have overtime, you're on call as a detective. You're up in the middle of the night and gone. You're having all those same dynamics.
Yeah.
So is there one or two things that either a responder or a family member could put into place, or a tool that they can use to help them through that?
Yeah. So when we did our focus groups and interviews with family members, they shared with us a lot of their experience that distilled into 4 main areas, but I'll pick 2 just for this. But one was about honoring the culture of the work that the first responder does and how important it is for that family member to be part of this culture, this community, right? Because it is a community. But one of the things we heard was that, and you touched on it already, is when that first responder comes off shift, comes back into home, there is that period of time when nobody says anything, nobody wants to cause any more stress or concern to that first responder. They need that breathing space, they need that time. And we actually talk about the importance of dealing with the space between functional disconnection and functional reconnection. Because the first responder has to, as you know, they're doing their job, they are focused on the work that they're doing. Problem is when they get home, it's tough for them to get out of that focus and functionally reconnect with their family members. So we, part of our program is on communication. How do you pace yourself in a communication with that first responder so that A, they know you are concerned about them and are concerned about their well-being, but you also want to respect the space that they need to have time to decompress and detox from that shift. Now, the issue is that this is rinse and repeat. It happens over and over and over again. So we spend a lot of time in our program helping family members read cues, think about giving space. In fact, we had one family that said, my husband, when he comes in off shift, we have sticky notes. And if he puts a red sticky note on the fridge, that means I need space. I'm not ready to engage. I love you, I respect you, but I'm not ready to engage. If he comes in and put a green sticker on, that says to the spouse or partner, it's okay, I'm ready to re-engage. It's that reconnection piece, right? It's that.
Yeah.
The other part I would focus on too is we know that spouses and partners, for the best of intentions, do a lot of accommodation for they're trying to tiptoe around and not disturb, not irritate, not aggravate. And we know that spouses and partners do that, again, for the best intentions, but we also know that that becomes a really dysfunctional pattern of behaving within the home.
That feeling of you're having to walk on eggshells.
Exactly.
Nobody likes that.
And we're seeing it with, especially if you have parents with kids saying, don't talk to mom or dad for a little bit, like don't Don't. And so everybody gets that, but we talk about how it's important to really pace your interactions, and again, look for nonverbal cues that give an indication of, and it's okay to say, it's okay for the first responder to say, look, I've had a really tough shift. I need some time to decompress. So at least to communicate that so that the spouse or partner knows that it's not them, it's the job that's coming into the home that needs to kind of diffuse and disintegrate for a little bit and give space and time for that communication to happen. So both of those things, accommodation and communication, are really important parts of this Rebuilding Families program that we've done.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So it's interesting because that idea, one of the things that I teach, I call it a driveway exercise.
Oh, yeah.
Driveway de-escalation.
Oh, yeah, right.
And the concept is this. Well, let me ask you this.
Okay.
Pop quiz.
Yeah.
Listeners.
All right.
Viewers.
I'm
pop
going
quiz.
to be on the hot seat.
You're going to be because I can't hear them answer me.
Yeah, right.
Have you ever driven home from work, or you've been out someplace, you drive home, you have a commute that's more than a couple of minutes.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
not running up to the local corner convenience store. You're driving home.
Yeah.
And you pull in the driveway.
Yeah.
And you go, whoa.
Right.
How'd I get here?
Right.
Now we know that when we are under emotional stress,
Yeah.
that's even more likely to happen.
Sure. Yes.
So I used to do music going to work to amp up, and
Yeah.
music coming, different
Nice.
music
Nice. Yep.
coming home.
Yep.
A dear friend of mine used to play U2's Sunday Bloody Sunday
Oh,
to work. It was
Yeah,
like she's a female officer.
Yeah, yeah.
And it was her fight song, like I'm getting ready.
Right.
I would listen to jazz or blues or easy,
Yeah.
classical on the way home.
Yeah.
But when you're under a lot of emotional stress, all of a sudden you're home before you realize it.
Sure. Yes.
So
Yeah.
the driveway de-escalation exercise
Yeah.
is simply acknowledging
Right.
what are you feeling,
Yes.
to label those feelings.
Yep.
Because we know when
Yep.
we name it, we tame it.
That's right.
That's the neuroscience part of what we teach.
Yep.
And then recognizing that you're walking in the door
Yes.
and your family has no concept
Absolutely not.
of what you've been going through,
Right.
and to go into gratitude that they're safe and that you're home.
Totally. Yes.
So you're using emotional labeling
Yep.
along with gratitude,
Yep.
which are very, very powerful for
Sure.
stimulating the
Yeah.
parasympathetic nervous
Yep.
system.
Yep.
And letting Amy, we call Amy, or call the amygdala Amy.
Oh, I like it.
Let Amy know you're safe
Right. Yes.
before you walk in that door.
Yeah, I like it.
And to do it at the driveway,
Right.
if you find yourself, oh, shoot, how did I get here? I'm home already.
Right.
I did.
Right.
Or when I was a detective on call, I was a detective for 14 years, I'd be handling phone
Are you
calls.
like 87 years old? How many
Yes.
careers have you had?
Multiple. Driving home, I'd be on the phone.
Yeah.
I'd be texting. I'd be taking care of stuff.
Right.
And maybe I wasn't under a lot of emotional stress. It still took away my decompression time.
Yes.
And so the ability just to stop in the driveway,
Yeah.
just take a minute,
Yeah.
maybe two,
Yeah.
doesn't take long,
No. Right.
before you walk through that door and
Right.
subject your family,
Right. Yeah.
who, when the kids come running up to you and they're like, Kelly,
Yeah.
Kerry,
Yeah.
we're so happy, and you're
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
whoa.
Yeah. No.
But to them, it's love.
Right. That's right. And interestingly enough, some of the work that we done with this secondary traumatic stress, that only happens when there is an empathetic, caring relationship. If I don't care about you, Kerry, I'm not going to be affected by the stress that I'm going to be like, oh, that Kerry's got something going on. But it's because we have this caring relationship that's what makes us vulnerable to this secondary traumatic stress. And I like the idea of the preemptive pause, taking that literally cognitive breath to be able to stop and think. And again, the family understands that, so that if you sit in your car for 5 minutes when you get home, they know that you're doing the work to get ready to move from that world into this world. And that's that whole place for communication about what families can expect of each other, and that family members can be an important part of the support that first responders need. Because for too long honestly, we've come a long way. Even since we started coming to these conventions, the programs of mental health, psychological health for first responders has gone from 0 to 100. Like, there's a lot of stuff. But we forget about taking care of that family, who are such an important part. A colleague of mine did a study in Canada, asked, who do you go to for support, for resources? Psychologist, physician, chaplain, peer support. 3 out of 4, way above the others, was the spouse or the partner. So we forget about trying to equip that spouse or partner to understand what it is that first responder is going through, and to be able to take care of themselves too. Because here's our concern, is that 10, 15 years into the job, these spouses or partners are as wounded as the first responder is, because they are experiencing this secondary traumatic stress.
Yeah, that
right?
Vicarious trauma.
Totally.
Yeah.
And so we're about saying, this is not I keep saying psychological health is not a solo sport. It's truly a relational experience. And so let's get the families, and in this case, spouses and partners, engaged in that process. Yeah.
Great advice.
Yeah.
Great advice. Love it. Thank you for the tools.
Yeah.
For our listeners, our viewers.
Yep.
How can they get in touch with you?
Oh, thank you. So we are so pleased that 2 things are happening right now. One is we are just getting our manuscripts sent out for peer review that shows that our program has an evidence base to it. And I don't have to tell you, Kerry, that mental health for first responders has become a business. And so there's a lot of people pushing stuff that doesn't have that good evidence base to it, right? Because first responders are so hungry, they'll take anything, and you can't blame them. But we're just in the midst of doing the publications for our program that shows that it has objective, peer-reviewed support to demonstrate its validity. Secondly, we've just got our new website up and running. It's familyfirstresponder.com. Type that in. See it on my shirt here. Come and check us out. It tells you all about kind of the basics of our program, and in particular how, whether you're a first responder, whether you're a wellness lead at your organization, whether you're a battalion chief in your station, whatever, tells you how you can access this program either individually or by offering this as part of your wellness strategy within the organization or agency. So familyfirstresponder.com, check it out, and then you can contact us at info@familyfirstresponder.com as well.
Outstanding.
Yep.
All right. Kelly, thanks for being a guest on the show.
Thanks for
really
inviting me.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
Any last thoughts before we end the episode?
No, thank you. And again, I'm as a researcher and psychologist now for 30 years, I just feel really privileged to be in this space. Like, it's a lot of us, first part of my career was doing research that, you get publications, feels good, but we really feel like we're doing something that's novel. And the great thing is, I don't have to convince people about the importance of family. Everybody gets that. The question now is, how do we move family into the wellness strategy so that we're taking care of that whole unit and not just the individual? So I appreciate the space and time to talk about that.
Well, what you're doing is definitely meaningful.
Thank you. Thanks, Kerry.
You're welcome. Folks, thanks for listening to this episode. Look in the show notes for the links to familyfirstresponder.com and to get in touch with Kelly if you have any other questions. If you have any feedback, please like, share, subscribe, and make a comment, and we'll answer these questions, because we literally read every single comment that you make. Thanks for being with us. As my favorite Sergeant Jim Reski always used to say, and I've adopted by giving full faith and credit, do unto others before they even think about doing unto you. Stay safe.
You found a lot of great value in this episode of the De-Escalation Conversations podcast. Please be sure to go out to our website, theidea.world, THEIDEA.world. On that website, just click on the link that resonates with you most. If you're a K-12 educator, if you're a firefighter, medical services, law enforcement, flight attendants, whatever industry you're in, we have specialized training for you. So check that training out, because literally it can save your life, it can save your relationship, it can save your career. So check out theidea.world. de-escalation.world. I'll look forward to seeing you soon. Take care. This is Kerry Mensior, and thanks for watching this episode of the De-Escalation Conversations podcast. I hope you got some great insights that you can use right away. But don't stop here. Click that video link above and keep the momentum going with another powerful episode. And hey, if you haven't already, please hit that like button and the subscribe bell so you never miss an episode. New strategies, new stories, and new ways to connect coming your way every week. See you in the next episode.